Hello, my name is Jess and welcome back to my channel Little by Piku. It's great to have you here. There's a few new subscribers since my last video, so welcome to all those that have joined along and to all those that have returned as well. I've had, pretty busy. I think it's been 3 weeks since my last video, so it's been pretty full on with, since we got back from our holiday, with just work and life and getting back into the swing of normality again, which has been nice. So I'm finally sitting down. It's Sunday the 4th of September today, about 3:50 in the afternoon. I'm procrastinating from cleaning up my craft room, so thought what better time to film a video, and then I can clear up everything that's all over the floor here. It's nice that what you can't see out of frame is how it works. So so I've got a few things to cover off today. Got a couple of finishes, a few starts, work in progresses. I've got a winner for the giveaway for the project bag with the New Zealand birds in it that we did in the last video. I've got another small giveaway as well, and I've got some haul. So hopefully you'll enjoy what I've got to show today. I really enjoyed it. My last video had lots of lovely comments and messages from people of what they were stitching, what they've been up to, and it's just great sort of connecting with you all as well. So would love to, if you're new here and you do enjoy my video on what I do stitch, would love to hear from you, and always feel free to like, subscribe, etc. as well. I'm finding I'm posting more regular on Instagram at the moment, so I'll put my Instagram handle down below as well, but feel free to follow on there as well. Cool. So in terms of finishes, we will start off with today. I showed this in my last video, which was the Satsuma Street Pretty Little Grease. I'll show a picture here of where it was when I finished last time. So I think I filmed in the weekend, and then the following Monday to Sunday, there was sort of a challenge in our local New Zealand cross-stitch group of stitching. I don't know if you just stitch on one project for the whole week, but the kind of goal is that you picked up at least one project for 30 minutes a day, every day of the week, so 7 days, to see what sort of progress you could get from the start to the end. And I thought this is a good time just to really get this project completed, which I have done. So here we are. Probably should have given it a little bit of an iron, but you get the gist. So I love how this has turned out. So where I was, I believe, in the last time, I still had to complete this sort of building and then all this, the boat and the waves, which was, it's felt like a lot of her patterns have like a wavy type border at the bottom, but most of them are only like maybe 6 or 8 stitches high, whereas this would felt just like, I just felt like I was stitching forever. So I had a friend come up to stay for the weekend, so it was quite good. We just kind of had a pretty chill weekend and watched some movies. I think we actually started watching, I don't know if you've seen Yellow Jackets, which is a very interesting show, maybe not for everyone, but it was quite nice just to chill and watch TV with her, and I could stitch all the sea area. But I love how it turned out. I left the sort of back stitching on the bridges until the very end, and I think that's such a cool effect. So really kind of make the piece a little bit different. So this is on an 18 count Aida in white. And now I just need to, I haven't actually really checked to see if I've got a hoop the right size to get this, framed in a hoop. And then I'm not sure where I'm going to fit it in on my wall, because if I sort of move the camera, it's in a perfectly sort of symmetrical pattern at the moment. So I'm thinking might have to display it somewhere else, or I've got another one, I keep saying the Seattle one, that I need to really cut up and start stitching, and then they'll both sort of fit in those 2 gaps, and it will be nice and remain nice and symmetrical. So that's where that's at the moment. All right, cool. Hopefully you can see me all right today. It's quite nice and bright outside today, so I thought good time to film with some natural light. Yeah, so that's where that's at, and yeah, really happy with it. Another finish I thought I'd show today is not one that I have done in the last couple of weeks. It's one I actually started last year, I believe it was. So last year, the city I live in all kind of went into lockdown. The whole country went into lockdown in August, and then they sort of segregated or really put a border around our city. So we couldn't leave our city until December, before Christmas. So the rest of the country was kind of free to go about their normal travelling life around New Zealand, and we were locked in Auckland. So during that time, I stitched on this particular project. It's a project by Stitch Rovia, and I saw a few of you commented that you like the Stitch Rovia patterns, and I've done a few of them. So I thought I'd show this finished, because I believe I finished it, like fully finished it, just before I started filming my Flosstube. So this is it here. So it's her Take Life with Tequila pattern. So it says take life with a pinch of salt, a wedge of lime, and a shot of tequila. And I'm a tequila fan. I love all sort of that sort of I love the sour, salty taste and the sort of contrasting flavors, and I love Mexican food, so this was perfect for me, and I thought it was a great one to do during lockdown when really, I don't even think I had any tequila at home, but you know, when you're just like, this is just how life is, so we just have to grin and bear it and do what we can. But yeah, I finished this. It's on a like a rustic type Ada, maybe 14 count, not sure really. So I used all the called for colors, I believe, and then the way that I finished this is I just use a piece of iron-on interfacing on the back, so relatively stiff interfacing, so it's got a bit of body to it, and then I sewed the edges over, did a sewed border around the edge and sewed the pom-pom trim on, and then I sewed a little top at, like a little loop at the top, and I just put, there's like a wooden dowel that just sits, I think it's just sitting like loosely in there to give it a bit of body at the top, and then, no, I can't get that back on the other side. But yeah, and then I just attach the ribbon at the top there. So yeah, and so that just sits kind of at the moment, it was sitting kind of just hanging on my wardrobe door in here, but I think it's pretty fun piece. And yeah, her colors are just amazing. She releases like Emo releases a lot of different books. So there's a new one that's come out recently as well. It's like the amount of designs that she releases, it's a lot of text-based designs, but there's always something that, you know, that might suit your sort of style or what you want to stitch. So yeah, I love that one. So I'll show that one there. I haven't done one of hers since this one. I think the other one I've done is the You Are My Sunshine one, which is downstairs, and yeah, I've probably always been tempted to stitch the rest in that series, so maybe that's a project for next year. So those are my two sort of more finishes, and I finished from a while ago. I thought I'd update you on my work in progresses. So when I filmed last time, I had started stitching on, so the next three patterns are all by Gera or Kyoko Maruka. So she is a Japanese designer. These patterns were available through a website called Crafting JP or Crafting Japan. So you could buy them as kits. So you couldn't buy the patterns separately, and it meant that you also couldn't order the kit to be sent outside of Japan. So I've been eyeing them up forever, and then finally she, well they I don't know, they are able to sell them as PDFs. So my last video I put some details about how the links there, and I'll put the links below in this video as well, but some you know, details on how to purchase them. And I've had lots of comments and questions of people that have bought them, or if you need any help, the website's in Japanese, so you have to translate it to English. But yeah, happy to help with any tips and tricks and confirming what it is you are buying. So this one here is one that I've been eyeing up, like it was on my wish list of things I want to do forever. And I'll put a picture of the actual full sort of design image here. So it's called Afternoon of a Fawn, and it's yeah, quite a large piece of design. Discussed it a bit more in my last video about the design itself, but got lots of beautiful motifs of a fawn dreaming of his afternoon and the creatures he encountered in the forest. So this is now a picture of where I was when I filmed last time, and this is where I'm at now. So I'm stitching this one on a 32 count Fox and Rabbit Eucalyptus linen, and it's this beautiful, I had someone message me about the color of the fabric. I don't know if it's coming out right, but it's a really beautiful like bluey gray type color. It's really hard to photograph, so I think that's kind of showing all right. Yeah, so that's where I'm at now. So I finished the fawn sitting on his little pedestal with his wee trumpet type thing and the flower on the edge. I haven't really picked this one up much because of my other two new starts, but yeah, I do want to get some work done on this one. It's just, yeah, I think it'd be beautiful once it's completed. So that's where that is at now. Then the other two are also designs by her. So these two, so last weekend we ended up heading down to our holiday house in Lake Taupo. So that's about 3 hours from here. The weather was atrocious, so we worked from there, worked from home, worked from there on Friday. And then Friday night we decided to head across to Napier, which is where my parents live. So it's another sort of 2 hours drive, and we left at, once it was, I think we left about 5, but it was the road between Napier and Taupo it's a pretty horrible road. It's straight for a long period, and then it gets really windy and really steep, and yeah, we were doing it pitch black, torrential rain, wasn't very fun. So it was we got there and I thought, never again am I going to drive that road in the dark. It's a relatively quite a dangerous road in New Zealand, so yeah, just be careful if you're on the roads. It's people go a little bit crazy. So that was an experience, but we got to my parents in the end and we had a lovely weekend staying with my parents and catching up with my sister. She'd recently purchased a new house with her and her partner, so we got to see their very much DIY project house, which was cool, and yeah, nice to see everyone. So while I was down there, I started work on this one here, which is called Swan Lake, and this one I'm stitching on a 32 count Murano in Lilac, so it's a beautiful sort of soft purple colour. And where I'm at the moment, I'll put a picture here of the actual design or where I'm at currently, but where I've got to, I've sort of done this, started with the swan, and then I am working on the trees above it. So I've got a few more different, I think a few colours to add to that tree in the middle, and then it'll be working on the trees on the side, and then there's that quite heavy floral type base to it. So I think the plan is I'll stitch all the flowers, and I thought then the fill-in colour would be quite a good project when watching TV or something like that and not focusing too much on counting. Yeah, so I think that one it's a beautiful design, really soft, lovely colours. Yeah, she's a master at colour, so really enjoying seeing that one there stitch up. Then the other design is another one of hers that I started, so I've got a bit of a stitch along. So if you want to join me on any of these designs, I'll put sort of I think I've got hashtags. So this one here, I just done a hashtag on Instagram to track my progress called Swan Lake Sal, Swan Lake SAL. I mean, if you're looking to stitch this or any other sort of swan design, feel free to join in. And this one here, the Afternoon of a Fawn, I'm just calling that Afternoon Delight, SAL. And then the last one is one that sort of kicked off on the 1st of September, so that was on Thursday. And it is the, oh, my memories, I've got reading off notes, my memory's bad today. It's Romeo and Juliet, so this is the Romeo and Juliet Sal. So this is it here, and that's where I'm at now. So I'll put a picture here of the design. So I started this on Thursday. I managed to stitch the full of this sort of floral border here, and then I was trying to decide where to go next, and I decided to start with the balcony. So I've been working on that yesterday. Yesterday I had the lovely opportunity to head along to the North Shore in Auckland and the North Shore Stitches group and met a few others up there. So it was a nice wee project to work on while, you know, chatting and listening and hearing what they're all up to as well. So yeah, it's a lot of counting though. It's a lot of sort of beautiful small colours, but a lot of fill-in colours and being careful of what you stitch. So I'm pretty impressed so far. I haven't made any mistakes, which is great, and see how that goes. I think my plan will be to complete the rest of the sort of arch and then the flowers on the other side, and then eventually I'll add Romeo and Juliet into the middle. This one here, the fabric that I'm using, so I got a wee stash of fabric from the UK. So my last video I mentioned I'd done a bit of online shopping, and my friend was going to bring it out to me in Poland when I was over there, but she unfortunately got unwell, so couldn't fly. So she shipped it to New Zealand and arrived about, well, I picked it up on I think Monday this week, so that's why I had it trying to decide what to stitch this one here on. So this one here is a 32 count Bee's Knees Seraphim, which is a beautiful dark sort of, got a bit of variegation like hand design. I really like how that's looking. I think the called for count is 28 counts, so I'm going 32, so it's a bit smaller. I'm still using 2 threads over 2, so it's still got a nice sort of full bodied colour look to it. But yeah, loving to see how that's turning out. I think at this stage I'm going to try and complete most of this, and then I might just pop it away for a bit and work on one of the other ones. But I am struggling now. I've got like even those 3 whips on the go that I'm really enjoying and don't know what to stitch, so I kind of need to pick like maybe one to focus on for a couple of days at a time and go from there. So those are my 3 whips that I've got at the moment. There is another one actually which I haven't touched, so I might do some of that and do an update in my next video. The other thing I had to do was what was I going to do next? So I've got a pile of things on the floor. So in my last video, I had a giveaway for sort of just celebrating all of you lovely people for watching me and all your lovely comments and support. This one here is what I was giving away. So it's a project bag made by my mum. It features New Zealand birds. She makes hers with a vinyl front with a zip at the top, and then this one here, she's quilted around the birds, so she's done it beautifully. Lots of fantastic comments about my mum's project bags. since I think we've she's stitched up another 2 the same as this one, which is the rest of the fabric she has. So those have been sold, and no, well, there's she hasn't got any more of this fabric in her stash. But there's a few other sort of New Zealand bird ones that I will show as well that she was stitching up, that looking to potentially look to sell as well. So there's this one here. Well, she's got 2, so I know that there's yeah, we've got a few people that are looking at these, so I'm going to message them to see if they're still keen to look at buying these. I'm just trying to work out, one is based overseas, what the shipping's going to cost. So I have drawn a winner for the giveaway of this bag, and once I know what the shipping is, I can let you sort of know what the shipping could be overseas. That's the only sort of, I guess, more imposing cost of buying or getting something sent from New Zealand. But this fabric's also quite cool. It's just got the little birds and little round rings, so they look pretty effective. But the winner of this one here, this one, is I used the comment picker with the keyword bird. There was, I think it was, off the top of my head, 79 or so entries. And the winner is Joelle from CNKT Designs _stitches. So thank you for your lovely comment. I sort of, when I kind of announced, I looked back more at your page and I can see you, Joelle does some of her own designs, so I need to have a check out. I think she's just recently filmed her first Flosstube video, so I will tag her YouTube channel name down below, but do definitely check her out. I need to sit down and watch her video myself. So she's based in Germany, but yeah, do check her out and see what she has to show. And Joelle, if you can send me a message either on Instagram or the email below, probably Instagram's the easiest if that's fine, and then we can organise getting this shipped across to you in Germany. So yeah, I hope you love it, and I'm sure you've got some sort of beautiful project to fit in this bag. So that's those there. So I did have a wee giveaway that I was liking to do this time. This giveaway, so my last video had lots of beautiful comments about my yellow submarine by Blackbird Designs. I have since put it in a frame, which I did a very DIY job of framing it. I'll put a picture here of the piece in situation. So I've put it downstairs on our shelf next to we've got the Yellow Submarine Lego set. The Lego set's no longer sold. I think it was released, I think I bought it, I actually bought it for my dad, I think maybe in like 2017 or whenever it was released at the time, and I think you can buy them on eBay now for probably like 5 times the price of when they first came out. So but yeah, so I remember building it with him back then, and then he's kind of had it sitting in a box, so I was re-gifted it back to me last Christmas from him, and I've since built it again, and it's sitting with the cross-stitch piece, which looks great. But I would like to do to give away the pattern itself. So this is actually one of the first paper patterns. So I buy most of my patterns as PDFs because live in New Zealand, it's just easier. So this is one I ordered from a shop here in New Zealand. It was sent through to me. I haven't, it's still in pristine condition on the inside. I took a photocopy, so I haven't marked up the inside at all. But would like to give this away to someone that would love to stitch the Yellow Submarine design. It uses it's got all the Gentle Arts threads, but it's also got the DMCs, and I use mainly the Gentle Art threads, but you could definitely sort of substitute some for DMC threads, especially the sort of areas with little bits of stitching that didn't have a lot of like variegation sort of required. So if you'd like to win this pattern, and I'm happy to send this anywhere in the world, then I would be interested to know, although this is not DMC threads, like what your favorite DMC color is. I was thinking about it the other day when I was putting some floss for the Romeo and Juliet project of which colors I really like. So if you're keen to win, you just need to include somewhere in your comment the keyword DMC. So just DMC, and then I'd love to hear like what your, like, are you DMC, oh god, I can't think of any colors, 318 or DMC 310 or DMC whatever number sort of is your favorite preferred color. So like when you're stitching a design and it, you pick up that color and you're like, I love this color, this is my jam. So just use DMC and then your number, and I will draw this winner on my next video. So I'll be filming again probably at the end of the first, I think it's around the 1st of October, one of the first weekends of October. So be in twin, and I'll draw a winner for that at the time I film that video. Hello, this is just Jess in her post-editing, coming back just to give an update on the competition. If you can just, I forgot to comment as well, just to make sure that you're over the age of 18, so you can legally give me your address to send it to you, and just to make sure not to use any of the words like giveaway or win or competition in your comment. So it goes to someone who genuinely wants to stitch the yellow submarine, not some robot out there that would like to pick up on my YouTube comments. And also would love if you were a subscriber of the channel as well. So, perfect. Thank you. That's my, I think we're on track, finishes, whips, what I'm doing, we giveaway, winner, new giveaway. So what I wanted to go over next was a bit of haul and plans for what I've got coming up next. So I've well and truly exceeded my craft budget. These are all things that I did buy before I went on my holiday, and yeah, I'm not buying anything for a wee while. So these are some fabrics. I put a picture on my Instagram of the fabrics that I received from my friend in the UK, sent to me in New Zealand, etc. I put a picture of that here from my Instagram itself, and I even had a comment, I think yesterday, someone asking of whether I could sort of label which fabric's which. So I thought I'd just run through them on my video if this is something you're interested in. So these fabrics I purchased from a range of shops. Most of them was from I'll run through it. Most of the first lot were from Peakside Needleworks, so they're a UK online store. I don't know if they've got a physical store, but they've got a really great website. She does ship, I think she ships, well, I know she ships to New Zealand, and the postage was actually not that bad, but I think I definitely quite like the idea of shipping a whole bunch of things to a friend in the UK and getting one lot shipped over here and just paying her for the shipping cost. So then I can, like I did here, get things from different suppliers based on what I wanted. So I'll run through these fabrics I got. Most of the sizes I got are sort of fat 1/8 size. So a fat 1/8 is, well, this one's 17 inches by 12.5. So this one here, to start off with, is, and I love this fabric, is Fox and Rabbit. So this is a 36 count, which I have yet to stitch on a 36 or a 40 count. So I'm going to give it a go. It's called Up in the Attic. And it's a bit tricky to see. I'll fold it in half to kind of show the colour, but that's the sort of size. So it's a small size piece of fabric. I kind of wanted to just get a few colours just so I can kind of see what the colour's like before investing in a large piece. And the type of designs I do, I'm not a, what do you call them? Big ass project type, massive full coverage designs. So they're perfect for what I want to do. And it's just then, yeah, deciding how I finish it is how much fabric I need. But it's a beautiful, maybe if I hold, I'll see if I can put this behind it. That may be a bit better. So it's just got a lovely sort of, yeah, creamy type neutral colour. I believe this one here was designed, it was named for the Attic Needlework store in the US. So it's just a, yeah, beautiful fabric. So that one there. So that one is the Fox and the Rabbit 36 count Up in the Attic. The next one I got from them was, this is just a piece of Belfast 32 count charcoal slate grey. Well, it's very hard to, I'll do them against this. So it's just a plain grey type colour. Thought I don't really have any kind of greys in my box, and there's a few designs that I've seen like that I wanted to, thought a nice contrast on the dark grey. So it's 32 count, which is probably my regular go-to fabric count. This one is 36 count Edinburgh Winter Moon / Soft Cream. So again, I just kind of want to add a few neutrals. I can get a lot of these fabrics in New Zealand. It's just that you end up buying like a fat quarter piece, and sometimes I just don't need that much. So that's that one there. This one, so I ordered a few of the Fibre on a Whim fabric. So I don't think there's any New Zealand shops that stock their fabric range, and I've seen a few of them used, I think, like for samplers and things like that as well. But this one I thought, try a few of them. So this one is 40 count. So I'm yet to try that. 40 count latte, and it's, I love lattes. So it's kind of showing the colour. It's quite a neutral with kind of I'd say almost like a slightly mossy green type mottling through it. It's probably showing a bit darker on the, it's relatively alright. So that one there. And then I got a few other of the Fibre on a Whim fabrics, because why not? This one's called Milk and Honey. This is a 36 count. It's definitely a bit more of a, not quite as dark as the latte, and it's a bit more of a neutral. So kind of showing. All right. Yeah, beautiful. Small, I guess sort of highlight. It does show, it does like have quite a lot of mottling to it. But yeah, I love that one there. And then I have got, this one is called Parchment, and it's quite different than anything I've stitched on before. This is a 36 count, and it's quite green, which I quite like. I mean, that really shows, I think with the shadow before it through, it shows the difference in colours. If I'll just, so I'm not quite sure what I'm going to stitch on this one. I feel like it leans itself almost, not quite like a Halloween type piece, but something that's a bit, yeah, something that you can definitely see the mottling with it, so it doesn't sort of detract from colours, but it is, yeah, quite beautiful. And then I have got, I think that was all the fibre on the, another one here, fibre on the whim. This one's Affogato, so this is a 40 count fat eighth. So it's quite, I feel like the picture shows it a lot darker, like the mottling. I mean, it is quite mottled, but it looks a bit more mottled on the screen. This one's kind of like, if I compare it to the Latte, they're relatively similar. And the Latte maybe is a bit more, because the mottling was also kind of a bit of a darker green through it. Then the Latte would be, yeah, maybe a slightly more, there's the Latte there, and that's so the Latte is definitely maybe more of a slightly creamier, yellowy option. But they're both lovely. And then I got a few, what do I've got here? Oh, this is just a 32 count Belfast light mocha mushroom type colour. Thought that's quite a nice just base for maybe some Christmas type pieces. So something a bit plain. And then I got a couple of, I think I got a couple of Fox and Rabbit ones. This one here is Hog Bristle, which I'm actually not sure if I bought that in my last sort of haul I did in the New Zealand shop, but it's quite a yellowy colour, which I love as well. This one's a 40 count, so that will be fun. So just that one there, and I got another eucalyptus one as well from this one. So this is the same fabric that I'm stitching the afternoon and fall on. This is a 36 count, so it's slightly higher count than my other piece. But I'll see if yeah, it's a beautiful colour. So it's 36 count. Just got a fat eighth of it. So it's very hard to get the, maybe a bit more the bluey colour right, rather than it looks a bit grey sometimes. But yeah, love it. Love that one. And then I got a few other fabrics from some other shops online. So from Arts and Designs, I got that. They're my go-to supplier for sort of permanent linen. Can get this in New Zealand, but the colour range couldn't quite get as what I wanted. I ordered a couple of blues. I don't know, I obviously have a thing for blue. This is just Mediterranean Sea, which I've stitched on before. And I also ordered, I'll take this one out of its packet. This one's called Twilight Blue, which is just a blue. So it's very similar though to Mediterranean Sea, like quite close. So yeah, do like those both. I mean, I find, I don't know if like with permanent linens, they're really like, because I quite like to stitch in hand, but these are really thick. So yeah, when I did my one of the other pieces, which I think I showed my last video, oh, that one there, it was on a permanent linen. It did definitely soften as I was working with it, but if anyone's got any tips and tricks of whether they soak it or do anything to the fabric beforehand, otherwise I do find it softens up, or I might just end up stitching this in a hoop using the stand to make it a bit easier. These ones, there's a few, hopefully I'm getting the moon glow from Nora Corbett is supposed to be on its way to New Zealand through the online New Zealand supply I ordered it through. So I know there's a few that are already stitching that. Ellie from Misfit Stitches is doing a stitch along. And I believe the hashtag, I should have looked it up, was Embrace the Folds sale. So there's a few I think already stitching that online. So I really want to join in, but I'm just patiently waiting for the design and the beads to arrive. And then I'll be able to start my first Nora Corbett and looking to do it on either these sort of bluey fabrics, which I think might even be called for. Can't remember. And then the other one I got from Arts and Designs was the Riviera Olive, which I should take out of the bag, but you get the gist. That one there is one that so Lindy Stitches has the pattern called Purple Transport, which is a purple horse and a black cat on that fabric, and so I decided I wanted the called for fabric, so I am looking forward to stitching that one up. And then the other fabric, I've got a few other bits and pieces, sorry about the noise of this bag, this is a 40 count dwarf casual linen from Picture This Plus. Haven't stitched on Picture This Plus before either. It does feel slightly stiff. This is it here, so I'll double up and put it with a background behind it. So it's a really nice, I think I have a thing for blue, do you think so? Kind of really nice variegated skylight type blue, and my plan with this one is I've had this pattern for a wee while, which is the Here in the Woods, the Swans. So I'm going to try 40 count on that. So I just need to sort out my threads and probably look to start that maybe next month or this month. See how I go. But no, I love that one there. And then the other fabric, and kind of going into other haul of some other patterns I got. Actually, no, I'll show you some other patterns first. So the other patterns I ordered from the UK shops. This is from Nimble Thimble. So I ordered Moonflower, which yeah, I think Alba Stitches has worked on this one, and I saw it on her Flosstube and thought I really want to do that. And I know that oh goodness, Stitching with Charlie Stitches, trying to think of your Flosstube name, is looking to start this one as well, so definitely we're going to look at stitching this one along together. And then I got the few other patterns I bought as well. So the other one from the Nimble Thimble was Boris, which is a adorable little dog. I thought that one there I might stitch for, if I can get around to stitching that for maybe my dad for Christmas. I don't know if he would like that. They've got a like a miniature schnauzer, so not quite the same, but similar just. So that one there. So those two patterns I've got to start up, and then I bought this one as well, which is the Heartstring Samplery Baby Got Back Stitch, which I think is pretty fun as well. So that one there's the called for fabric for that one is the Fox and Rabbit was done on the beetroot 32 count, and I quite liked how that looked. So I did get a piece of the beetroot fabric. I ended up ordering it in a 36 count. So I got this one Pink Sunday Works. It's such a stunning colour. Oh, love it. And I was thinking about whether to start that, but then I thought maybe I will like to do this on 32 counts, so it's not too small. And then maybe I do that on something different. So I've decided the other pattern I bought recently was Lindy Stitch's Emo Birds, which she had in her latest needlework release, and this is it here. So I bought it as a PDF, which is great because then I can print it and get started on it as soon as I want to. I love this. I mean, I was a bit of an emo child. I'll have to really go back and find some pictures from my high school years. But it's, three sort of birds. I don't know if they're kind of like a emu style, I don't know, but what she's done on this one, which is really cool. And if you have a look on her Instagram, she's got a video of it. So I'm thinking of using this fabric, so a bit different than the sort of beautiful grey, dark, whitey blue type fabric on that one. So it would kind of really pop. And then I've got all the called for, so it has a couple of Weeks Dye Works colours in the Onyx and Mulberry, which will look, I think, quite effective on that fabric there. And then it's got a couple of DMC colours as well. But then what's quite cool is for the, like around their little necks and on their legs as well, she uses the Whisper thread, which I haven't used before. So it's this one here by Rainbow Gallery. So it's like a really, I should really take out the packing and give you the full view. Oh, it's so fluffy. Look at that fluff. Oh, it's so much, oh, that's so fun. So she has stitches on this, and then it kind of like, you then like take a toothbrush and give it a bit of a brush. So that will be cool to stitch with. So I kind of want to, I think I might get started on the Emo Birds, maybe even tonight, and see how long that one takes me to get completed. I'm not like I guess I'm like, we're going into spring in New Zealand, so my other plan that I've got this month is the, I think I've shown it before, is the Kathy Barrick spring drum. I really want to, I've got all the called for fancy thread for that one now, so just trying to decide which fabric to use, but I want to get that one started. I'm thinking, I think it was the 23rd of September was like the official first day of spring in New Zealand, so it kind of hit spring, and I hit September, the 1st September, and I was like, it's spring here, and it's kind of, I don't think that's the, like, I don't know if that's the correct spring start date. I mean, not that it matters. We've had beautiful weather. It's been like sunny and warm, and it feels like spring is definitely on its way. And it's funny because now everyone that I follow is going into like Halloween and autumn type stitching, which isn't, yeah, it just doesn't feel quite right when it's such beautiful weather here. So this might be my kind of more emo autumn, not autumn, Halloween type piece that I'll get completed before the end of October. But yeah, so look, with that one there to stitch up. So that's my sort of plan at the moment, is to start work on Emo Birds, probably start work on the Swan Lake now that I've got the fabric in place to get that one underway, and see how I get on, and just continue working on my other WIPs. And there's a few other patterns I'm looking to start as well. It's just kind of deciding. Yeah, I've never been one for a huge number of projects. I can see how it's very easy to do so, but I do want to make sure I'm getting progress into each of my other projects as well. Otherwise, in terms of what I've been watching on Flosstube, so I'm a little bit behind. It's been a bit of a crazy couple of weeks with work and everything else as well. Just getting back into life and everything that's going on. So I haven't had a chance to watch a lot of Flosstube. So there's a couple of Flosstubers that I wanted to in particular do a wee shout out for that I've got on my watch later list, but there's quite a few others that I need to catch up on as well. So the first is Mariam from Marumi Crafts. So she's a designer on her own right. She has every month she's doing a different design for the Magical Carpet collection, which is inspired by motifs found in, is it Gabe? So it's my understanding, it's sort of like a hand knotted rug type designs where I guess people, and when they're designing the rugs or doing it themselves, they put quite unique, quirky style animals in their own sort of taste. And she has then taking a few of those designs and using that inspiration for creating a few design, like her own cross stitch pieces. So that's where I thought, like, most of them are just like one color designs, so not a lot of different color changes or anything like that. And that's, I thought something like the sort of even the dark grey would be really cool with a few of her designs on it. And I might even treat myself to some fancy kind of silk thread or something like that I haven't used to stitch a few of her designs. She does great Flosstube videos, and then every time she releases a new design for a collection, she does a specific Flosstube video about that design, which is just really been quite cool to understand a little bit more of the story and the piece and the sort of history behind that design and how that motif is used in her culture. So love her work. And she also does the diamond painting, which I've yet to give it a go, and I don't think I'm going to try because I don't think I need another craft to get into, but yeah, she posts some of her finishes on that as well. And the other one is Jonita from Stitchy Things. So she's based in the Netherlands. She always has some really fun projects on the go. She it's just a real joy to watch, a real positive person, and has always some good haul of what she's been up to and what she's been buying. I saw that she's just uploaded a kit parade video, which is sort of the stage I'm getting to, where I have, like in the wardrobe, I think I've got 3 or 4 things kitted up, which are not on my set plans to start in the immediate future. So I think I need to watch her video. Maybe I'll watch that this afternoon while I'm sorting out my space and get some inspiration maybe for some other projects. And there, otherwise, some few others, as I was mentioning earlier. So Ellie from Misfit Stitches, she has just got back from holiday, so she posted an update of what she's been stitching, and I just love her projects, and I love her passion for Samantha Purdy designs. It just makes me so happy that she came across them and is just like doing all their different designs at the moment. So I really want to do another Samantha Purdy piece. And then the other one, I'll get named correctly, is Stitches with Charlie Feathers. She posted a video recently as well I'm yet to watch. Yasmin's Made with Love posted a video I need to watch. There's a few there on my list, so I'm definitely going to get to those. I need to just make some time to multitask and stitch and watch. So that's on the plans for the next week. Otherwise, my plan is to film again in the next 4 weeks. So we'll be about this time at the start of October. Have a pretty busy few weeks coming up, lots of things going on with work. And then otherwise the We're heading up north to the Kaiwi Lakes for a weekend, so I haven't been up north that way really much. I haven't really been much further north than Auckland at all, so looking forward to exploring up there. We've then got my partner's parents coming across from the UK at the start of October, and they'll be here until the end of January, so really looking forward to having them over here. That's their first time to New Zealand, so looking forward to doing some travel with them, and just got lots planned for over Christmas and New Year's and the summer break. It feels weird discussing Christmas now when it's still a few months away, but the time no doubt will fly by very quickly, which will be fun, and looking forward to warmer weather. So I hope you enjoyed my video today. Would love to hear from you. Comment, like, subscribe, share my channel with those that you think might be interested. If you would like to be into the yellow submarine design pattern, then please just use the code submarine in your comment DMC. And if you'd like to let me know your colour of the day, or your colour of the month, or your favourite colour, or your go-to colour, I would love to kind of just hear what people like, and then go from there. But otherwise, thank you so much for taking the time to spend your time with me today. I hope you got some stitching done, or whatever it is you're doing. I'm about to edit this, and then I'm about to clean my room while watching some Flosstube. So that's which is now evening planned. All right, perfect. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye.